The last month, I undertook a challenge that has fully consumed every waking moment. I decided to play the Minimalism Game. Now, I'm not a minimalist by any stretch of the imagination. I am fully a maximalist. This wall of tiny dragons, you will have to pry from my cold dead hands. It sparks joy. My wizard and his army of little iron rats, joy. My random wine rack that's filled with an assortment of witches' hats, joy. I like the little trinkets and things and bits and bobs that just make me happy, that I like to look at and bring joy. But when this is getting to a point when I'm struggling to put things away and clean my house, that's what we in the business call a problem. And I know I needed to get it sorted. Go grab a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, and I'm going to tell you about the Minimalism Game and show you what my last month has been filled with. I'm going to start by going with why. Why did I do this? If you've watched this channel for a while, you'll see that I do seasonal kind of revamps and clear outs of my house where I go through things and see what's aligned, what's not. If things are leaving my house, I try and take the time to get rid of things as sustainably as possibly, giving them to people that are actually going to use them, selling them. Charity shop is kind of my last resort, and I recycle pretty much everything if I can, find a use for it, another life for it. The problem with that is the way I do things is we kind of like, me and my husband will scan around and see what do we see that's no longer calling to us. That means that we're not actually going through anything. We're not going through our cupboards. We're not going through our drawers, and God forbid we got to go through the loft. And that's when I realised things were getting more difficult, as I'm trying to put things away and I'm realising that there's not enough space, and I'm thinking about buying new storage when I don't need new storage. I have too much stuff. And I'm holding on to a lot of things. So across my feed came the Minimalism Game. The Minimalism Game was created by Joshua Fields Milburn and Ryan Nicodemus of the Minimalists. Probably seen them on Netflix. I know they've got a podcast and YouTube channel and such. It goes like this. You have 30 days. On day 1, get rid of 1 item. 2, you get rid of 2 items. 3, you get rid of 3 items, so on and so forth, up to 30 days. And this is a little over 450 items, I think. You're meant to have everything out of your house that you're getting rid of by midnight at the end of the day for it to count. You also, to make it a game, normally buddy up with someone and do it with someone else, just to kind of keep you both accountable, and you normally put something on the line like a cup of coffee or a dinner. I changed the rules to fit me better. So here are the rules that I went by. I took the same amount of days and the same amount of numbers, but I mixed them up to go with my energy levels. As I'm someone with an anxiety disorder, as I'm someone who's neurodivergent, I have very varying energy levels. Also, just because of the fact I am a person who has periods, my energy levels will fluctuate massively throughout the month. I decided to see how I felt each day. I also tend to start as someone who's very motivated when a new challenge is presented to me. So I decided to start with the higher numbers first, knowing that I could go into this with a lot more like oomph. A few other rules I put in place myself is that I didn't do the get it out of your house by midnight, but it had to be packaged up, ready to go, and in my holding zone, which is my hallway. I'm trying to get rid of things as sustainably as possible, which means I don't want to take it straight to a charity shop, and I don't want to throw it in the trash, which, if I have to get things out of my house by midnight, is what would happen. Especially because I have other things to do in my life. So I'm often doing this challenge like first thing in the morning for a few hours, or last thing in the evening for a few hours. Very rarely, and you will see throughout this video, did I spend a whole day on this task, because I just didn't have the space for something like that. I found a load of interesting ways to do that, which I will talk about throughout the video. As you're watching the vlog, I will chime in with insights and different things that I did and different things that I learnt. But I'm going to take you through this week by week. I started at the beginning with week 1. So this is where I'm at so far of day one. I have started cleaning out some like loads of miscellaneous stuff that was around my desk, and this is just full, like overfull with like paper and packing envelopes, and I have this habit of holding on to things just in case. And I think that comes from like not having a ton of money, and I'm trying to let that go. And I found my middle ground is I've filled this with just like a couple mailers. I've got envelopes, so rather than keeping like multiple packs of envelopes that I don't use, I've just kept, I think, 10 of each size, and I shouldn't need them for ages. So that has got a space on my desk, which will be great. This is now empty and is going to be one of the things to go. I went round and grabbed a couple things from my house, like immediately, that I knew was going to go. A couple of kitchen things, an old yoga mat that was under the stairs. So all of these pens are going to go. This is a load of coloured paper that I just don't use. I just don't use any of it. I'm going to put this all up on local free cycle website so it gets collected. The same with most of this stuff. I always put it on there first because it'll get collected and it means someone's actually going to use it. If not, I'm going to check the local library, see if they need them. We're getting there. I'll put a tally for the end of day one. I don't know what number I'm going to hit today. One of the ways that I ensured getting stuff out of my house is I picked the space or the area that I wanted that item to occupy, put back the things I loved first, and then had to get rid of the rest. My makeup is a perfect example of this. I had this little bag that I wanted my makeup to live in and a box full of makeup. And I am one person with one face. I do not need this much makeup. So I went through everything, kept only what I really used, really loved and really wanted, and put it back in the bag. And it was a really simple way of making sure that the items I had fit the space that I had, and I was only putting back items that I really loved. I've taken all the sheets off my bed while I do a bit more of this room because I'd like to reward myself with clean sheets at the end. I need to clear out this corner. I have a surprising amount just in this gap, and I've been like, oh, I'll just stuff it there. I don't need to look at it. So it's one of the things I need to sort out. So let's just get everything out, shall we? Why is this in my bedroom? And then a broom. I'm definitely going to keep my broom. I'm going to put it back there for now while I think about where it's going to go. All of these are previous journals or like morning pages, but I'm going to get rid of all of them. Big bag of fake flowers and some that I haven't added to it just yet. These I actually use for my product photography. If you go on my website and see the bits that I've got on sale at the moment, you'll see that I use just these fake flowers and make it look cute. But instead of having this in my bedroom, I'm going to put this with all of the products so that is all together. And what's in here? I think in here is my like stick and poke. Yeah, it is. It's like a stick and poke tattooing set with like fake skin. And it's something that I'm just really curious to try, and I haven't tried it, hence why it's all in this tin. I've had this a very long time. But I'm going to put it somewhere where I can see it a little bit easier. I noticed with my journals that I kept holding on to. I kept holding on to previous versions of myself. Honestly, I never go back to my journals. I know there are people that really love to go back and reread their journals and see where they were at a set point in time. I never do. I've been holding on for years to all of these journals and just putting them in a place where I never see them and never think about them again. It was really time to let them go. I don't need to hold on to these previous versions of myself. I'm not the same person as the person who wrote half of these journals. And my earliest journals were honestly just a bit of a pity party. I don't need that in my life. So I decided to rip off the covers of all of my journals and recycle them. It is day 6 of this challenge. Quite frankly, I don't want to do it today. I'm on my period, I'm in pain, and I just don't want to do it. However, I'm at that stage of my cycle where I'm like, I just don't give a shit. Get rid of it all. I don't care. And I realise that's the perfect time to be doing a problem area. I'm going to be doing this bit where for ages I just keep putting things that I will sort out later. Later's now, later is here, so we're going to be dealing with it. Let there be light. Okay, I know it's not like aesthetic lighting, but you should be able to see me now.
Welcome, this is your life now, the wasteland where we all take a vow. With some glow due to radiation, two heads where there usually is one. Unsung. With you, I know we'll find a way.
Okay. There is too much here. I'm going to start putting back the fabrics I genuinely want to use and quite love, so.
I know we'll find a way through the fallout co-operating. In this new reality, we will embrace the
I learned throughout this process that rewards are very important to keep you motivated. Not rewards as in stuff and things, but rewards as in your favourite feelings. For me, it's fresh sheets, a hot cup of coffee, little things like that, the best sensations and feelings, and putting them in regularly when I'd finished a day or finished a task.
In this land, melodies fade fast, but not us, we will make it last.
So these are the books I'm currently reading, and if you haven't noticed already, I sleep on a mattress on the floor. I don't have a bedside table. I think I want to start using the part of this as a bedside table. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Look at the emptiness of this corner. And that's my little bedside corner. We love this. This is great. Oof. It is day 7. I definitely have felt a bit of a rewiring of my brain today, which has been super interesting. Like, I woke up with a very different mindset about it. And everything's starting to feel a little bit lighter, which is quite nice. And it's all feeling just that little bit easier, which is good. I feel like that is progress. So we're getting somewhere. I'm doing all of the silly little wires in this today because I just like, why have I kept all these? I don't need them. I don't know what half of them are. So my aim is to declutter basically this entire box and then get rid of the box. I don't need it. I don't want it. I haven't reached for this box in 2 years maybe. That's why, maybe even 3. That's why everything is just so out of date. Huh, I needed to buy a HDMI. I have one. Perfect. But everything is just feeling a little easier now. It's feeling a lot more second nature, and I'm looking at things differently, which is good. It took a week to get to that point, but it is starting to feel less like a chore. I don't know if that feeling is going to stay for another week though. Week 1, I was in the high 20s for most of the days. I really pushed forward in week 1. I got rid of a lot of stuff. I definitely already overdid it on each day, but one of the little rules I put in was if I went over on items, I decided not to double up the days. So when I was watching people do the minimalism challenge, I would see a bunch of them do, say, 33 items. They pick the 30 and the 3 for that day to lessen the amount of days they were doing it. I decided not to do that and just pick the next highest number that was available if I went over, and that would be my total for the whole day. The reason for this is I already knew that I had more stuff to get rid of than the total amount that would leave your house through this game if you're just doing the original rules. And I knew that I wanted to do a real clear out of my house. That made it a lot harder. I did persevere though with those rules until the end. I am proud of me. Round of applause for Shannon. Week 2 was an interesting week because this is where I started to feel a little bit of a dip in my energy levels. So I had a range of numbers in here. I had some in the 20s, I had some in the 10s, and I also had some single digits. So let's have a quick look at week 2. It is day 8, officially the start of week 2 of this 30-day challenge. And I woke up today really excited to do it. And I think it's the first time that I've woke up excited to do this challenge, because I've been doing it as like a little bit in the morning and a little bit in the evening for the last week. And I woke up this morning like, yeah, I really want to do it. And today is Saturday. It is a bit late. I think it's about 4 o'clock and it's very rainy and cold and grey outside. So I thought, why not? It's perfect day to do a bigger section. So I'm actually going to be tackling my clothing today, and I pretty regularly kind of look at my clothing, but that has slipped a lot recently and it's something I really want to go through. I feel like I am holding on to too much, and I won't be doing all of my clothing today because I've got stuff in the laundry and I've got stuff hanging up to dry, and I have all my summer stuff in the loft, which I'll be doing on another day. So I'm just doing all the bits that I have out, and I'm going to take everything out and I'm going to put back what I really want. Then anything that's left, I have to figure out how I'm going to get rid of it. Some stuff I've already put online to sale because I've been doing it throughout the week, just picking bits that straight off the top of my head I'm like, oh, I don't want that and I don't want that. Kind of dreading it, not gonna lie. Why is it like this? What have I done? Genuinely, no one needs this. No one needs this much. I don't need this much. I'm starting with my hell yes pieces. So things like these. I love these. These I wear for yoga constantly, continuously. These are my hell yes. I'm going to fold these up, put these straight in my drawer. Things like my Lucy Yak sunflower dungarees are pretty much what I do all of my DIY in. So they're going to be some of my hell yeses. Things like that it's an instant no-brainer I don't need to think about, are going to go away first. And then everything else is going to come after. And I think I'm going to have to try some stuff on. This whole box I know can go. Because what I did with this is I boxed up a load of office wear. and I put it at the bottom of my wardrobe. I don't work in an office. I have no intention of working in an office, and I keep holding on to it just in case I start working in an office. I have other stuff that I could wear should I start working in one again. I don't need to keep this box. All of that, I'm not even going to look at what's in it, is going to go. There's just so much. There's just so much. I've got things that I haven't worn since buying them, and I've got things, more importantly, that I love I haven't worn, but that's because they don't fit, as in they need tailoring. My holy clothing stuff, I love it. It brings me so much joy, and it doesn't fit me. I need to go get them all taken in, and I keep not doing it. You know it's getting serious when the hair is up. Thought I'd give you a bit of an idea about my thought process here and what I'm kind of working through. So with the wardrobe stuff, there are certain things like this dress. Look, it's super pretty. And I bought it because I was in a charity shop and my brain went, ooh, shiny, and left with it. I haven't worn it, I don't think I will wear it, and I did buy it on a bit of a whim. Now things like, this is one of my holy clothing pieces, and I genuinely really love it, even though it's still got the tag on it, even though I haven't actually worn it yet, and I bought it like a year ago. But it's way, way too big on me, and I'm going to prioritise getting this tailored, so it's going straight back in the wardrobe to take up space, because I know if I keep it out here, I'll fill up the wardrobe with more stuff. So I want it taking up space, and I'm going to prioritise getting pieces like this tailored. And then I've got stuff like this one, which I really, really love. It's still got a tag on it. I haven't worn it. I think I bought it last summer. And I look at it and I go, would I buy it again? And I go, yes, because I genuinely love the colour. I love the cut. I have it in another colour and it fits beautifully, but it's a little bit long because I'm 5'2" and clothes aren't made for me. All I need to do is hem it to be able to wear it. So again, I'm putting it in that take up space so that I actually sort it out.
You're listening to the Minimalist Podcast with Joshua Fields Milburn and TK Coleman.
Thank you, Alabama. Hello, everybody.
During this process, one of the things I did was listen to the Minimalist podcast to try and keep me motivated, especially the episodes on clothing and getting rid of clothes, just to try and get some insights and figure out myself. I knew that clothing was going to be a really difficult area for me, mostly because of masking and sensory issues. I've bought a lot of things before because of ideas of this kind of thing will make me happy because it will make me look a certain way and then people will think a certain thing about me. And going through the process of undoing that means that I've changed what I really like to wear and want to wear a lot. And I want to prioritise those pieces that I look at and I love and maybe need a few alterations to fit me perfectly so that I can actually wear them. I want to hold on to the items that I want to use and that I really love, and I want to be okay with letting go of pretty much everything else. That's why I was dreading this task. I'm at a stage where I can see bedsheets again, which is great, which means progress, and this isn't as big of a pile as it was. But it's been an hour. It's getting dark outside. I'm very tired. And I'm really losing steam and losing the will. And I can feel it in myself of wanting to start just folding things and putting them away rather than do the actual task and the exercise. So I'm going to take a 5-minute break and let my brain just die for a minute. And then we're going to get back on it. And I know that my husband is making me a very nice dinner today. So I'm using that as my motivation to get this done. And I do have the problem of, and I've noticed the problem of, I hold something and I'm like, I was complimented in this once, therefore I have to keep it forever. So I am struggling with that. My 5-minute break turned into having dinner and tea, and it's now dark outside. And it's 8 o'clock. And I want to be done, and I don't want to come back and do this. But because I started this, if I don't finish it, I don't have somewhere to sleep. Which was my fault, and a miscalculation on my part. I have totaled it up and I think I've missed a couple things actually, looking at it now, but I've counted 41 items gone. And it's, what time is it? It is 10:30. And I got to the point where there's a few things that I just put back in the wardrobe and folded and put back in the drawers because I just can't do it anymore. Can't look at it. I don't want to. I'm too tired. It is too late. Now is not the time to be doing any more of this task. And I kept feeling this, like, I guess perfectionist mindset set in that was like, no, you have to sit and you've got to stay up and you've got to finish this and you can't do anything else until you finish this. And just folding those things and putting them away was my little rebellion against that, I guess. Because every instinct is like, just stay up and finish it. And there's a lot of judgment if you're not doing enough, you haven't done good enough. Like, my drawers look a lot emptier, which is great. My wardrobe still looks pretty full. And I feel like I'm judging myself for that. But I'm also reminding myself that I'm only on day 8. I've got a lot more to go. I've got 22 more days left. So I can keep revisiting it. It's like the books. I keep revisiting the books and adding more to the to-go pile. So I can keep revisiting it. I can keep coming back. There's no perfectionist, be all end all. It's okay. I'm trying to remind myself of that, and it's feeling very difficult today. I think this is the first bit of challenge that I've really felt for it. So it's a good reminder to slow down and settle a little bit. Tomorrow is another day. And I'm going to go a little easier tomorrow, I think. Try and pick a fairly easy area to do. Like something in my kitchen and go from there. But I'm going to bed. I'm exhausted. I'm very much done for the day. I'm really at that point where everything feels like it gets worse before it gets better. All of the stuff that I got rid of in week 1 is gone from my house, which is great. I'm on the week 2 stuff now, and I can't get rid of it to the end of the week, so I've just got these piles sitting around my house. And I know that's how I've changed the rules. Instead of getting it out of my house by midnight, I'm doing it in as sustainable a way as possible, which is often slower, but it means that I've got a really busy week and I've got stuff lying around everywhere, and it's feeling a little overwhelming and it's feeling a little stressful, and I'm very much ready for the stuff to go. At the end of week 2, I decided to take 3 days in order to really push at getting stuff out of the house. As I showed you before, I was putting things up online to give away for free, and people would come to my house and collect all of this stuff, so I know it's going to people that's using it, or I'd deliver it. And I was selling a bunch of stuff online. So I decided to take the time to put a load of things online, ready to sell, packaged up and to one side so that it didn't bother me. Anything that I was giving away, I spent a few days really focusing in on getting all this stuff out of my house, and I did have things that needed to be recycled. Mostly, I'm quite happy to say I had more recycling than there was trash. I think I did 2 bin bags throughout this whole process, maybe 2.5, which I'm quite proud of. And that was mostly stuff that had got damp and just wasn't very nice after being stored improperly. And then I think I had a couple charity bags at this point too. So I had already got quite a lot out of my house. I was very, very pleased that I took this break of these few days to really focus in on just getting stuff out, because it felt like it reset me a little bit. I was getting quite overwhelmed with being able to see everything. This is the point that I also really realized why they say get everything out of your house by midnight. Like, I get it. After this 3-day break, we went straight into week 3.
Thank God I found you there.
So it's the start of week 3 after a little bit of a break, and I've just got a bunch of stuff out the loft. The loft is a huge thing that I need to tackle, and it's really a 2-person job. So I didn't do much. I only did enough that I could do safely. After our wedding, we put a load of boxes of stuff in the loft and we're like, we'll deal with it later. Well, it's later. There's just so much that needs to be sorted out. For example, like, it says Majestic Wines, because that's where we got all the wine for our wedding. But it's not full of wine. That was gone pretty quickly. It's full of these empty bottles. So our wedding venue, we rented a woodland. It had no water. So what we did is we had to buy loads of these bottles and then just big gallon bottles of water and put water on every table. And I got rid of some of these because I kept a few out to use. Lots of bits and pieces like that that I didn't sort out, and I've just got to get them done now. And Christmas decorations, and there's so much in there. This is a big job, and I know I'm going to need my husband for it, so I'm not doing a lot of it now. But I'm so tired. I really was dreading doing the loft. And now I've started it. I was right to dread doing the loft. Here we go. I found kind of a side effect of doing this and trying to do it like the most sustainable way possible means that my screen time has gone through the roof because I'm arranging deliveries and I'm arranging collections and I'm like sending this to this person and doing this, and I'm like, I hate that. I hate it so much because my screen time was at a really good point and now it's just gone. And then I'm surrounded by stuff that is on its way out of the house, like it's all in its place. It's got a name on it of the person collecting or the person it's going to. And I've got all of the dates in that it should be gone and then backups if it's not. Like, it's exhausting. And it means that stuff is hanging around my house. Interestingly enough, I haven't gone back to any of it and decided I want to keep it. Like, that's not been an issue, which I thought it might be. Like, if I'm seeing it every day, maybe I'll think I want to keep it. And now I'm seeing it every day and I want it gone. And I want it out of my house. It's just not. I don't regret doing this the more sustainable way, but I am getting a little bit sick of this stuff being in my house. For the last week, I might follow the get it out your house by midnight rule. And we'll see how that goes. Right now I'm still in week 3. And I'm happy to keep just getting rid of bits and pieces as they need to go. But I think maybe for the last week, just so there's not as much hanging around. I didn't record as much this week. I had a very busy week. But I had also pre-earmarked my days 1 and 2 for this week in particular. I knew I had a weekend away up with a couple friends, so I wasn't going to be able to get rid of 20 items when I'm leaving my house at 6 a.m. to drive for a few hours. And I wouldn't do that either the next day when I'm coming home. So I earmarked my 2 and my 1, and they were items that I was already taking to this friend. So I counted those for that day. So that made that weekend a lot easier. And then I came back with a bang and started getting some of the really higher numbers out the way. It is day 26. We are officially in week 4. We are nearly done. I think I've got one more day worth in the loft to do, which I think I'm going to try and tackle a little bit tomorrow. And I need to start doing, I guess, like a second go over of a bunch of places in this house. Things that I've already cleared out once, I think I can revisit and go again in a few places. But overall it's looking a lot better, it's feeling a lot better, it is getting a little bit difficult now. Not for lack of stuff, this is the thing, it's not for lack of stuff, it's more that I'm just tired of doing this and tired of doing a clear out every day. 4 more days. I'm going to be out all day today, so I'm back to doing some things this evening. I'm just so ready. I'm so ready to be done with this whole challenge. It's good though. Like, my place is easier to clean. I've revisited a lot of stuff, so I've gone over more things again, and it's all feeling just easier and a bit lighter, and I know where stuff is that I've decided to keep, and I've decided to keep what I want to keep for a reason. I'm glad I've done this, but I'm also glad I'm nearly done. I am on my last 3 days of this challenge, and today I'm uploading all of the vlog kind of footage I've taken throughout this, and some of the videos are so big and it's taking so long that I'm doing a lot of my like clear outs in between, so as something uploads or downloads I can do a bit of my clear out. And I think it's really good having these last few days to just revisit spots I've already done, because I'm also finding extra places that I was like, it's kind of like attached to a point I'd already done that I hadn't gone through. So I went through all of my shoes, but where my shoes are, I've got like all my Tupperware and stuff, because it's in a unit at the back of my house, and I haven't gone through the Tupperware and then the coffee cups. So little things like that. But we are on the home stretch now, and I'm so excited. During this task, I had already gone through my craft stuff, but I wanted to revisit the paint. The paint was going over multiple boxes, and I know I had multiple sets of really the same kind of stuff, and that's something that I really wanted to look into. I separated all of my paints out. I had watercolour actual paints, I had watercolour pads, I had watercolour pencils, and then I had loads of different types of acrylic and gouache and oils and everything. And I like having the variety of options to pick from. I don't want to go down to one kind of paint because I like to flip between the lot of them, and I like mixed media. So what I chose to do instead was, as I had done right at the beginning of the challenge with my makeup, I picked an area that I wanted that to occupy. A small case for anything watercolour or gouache, a larger case for my acrylics, my brushes, and any other painting, mixed media painting tools, and then a separate case for my oil paints and the mediums and the thinners that I need to use. This way it was all together in a very manageable area and easier for me to get hold of. And then it came to it, the 4th and the final week. I was losing steam at this point. I was tired, especially after how many days I'd spent on the loft. The loft was a difficult challenge, needed to be done, is so much better right now. We got rid of so much stuff, but it was a task, and it was a very emotionally quite draining task. And physically, because I'm going up and down a ladder all day. I was tired. I also put off a number of other things during this time, like making some YouTube videos. You'll notice that there's been like a 3-week break, because this was taking up a lot more space than I thought. And I am still very happy that I did it this way. I got rid of so much stuff, and my space, it doesn't look overly different, but it feels a lot lighter, because things are just away now where they weren't before. So it's the 4th and final week, and you know what today is? Day 30. Today is day 30. I had 10 items to get rid of. They are gone. They are gone. So a few things that went today, just as a fun little thing, include a stress ball, a bottle opener, a small, easily thing, along with, I think I got rid of some jars and contracts. I went through a number of contracts today that I could just shred and did not need to be in my life anymore. It was very useful. It was very good. That was my 4 weeks of the challenge. I would do it again. I've done a multiple like clear out things before. Not in this channel. I've done like the Marie Kondo and I've done the Swedish death cleaning, or tried to. This one tickled my brain in a really nice way because I think it had an ending. Whereas with those other ones, you could just kind of keep going and keep revisiting. Whereas this one, it's like, at 30 days, I'm done. I've finished a challenge. And I think that switches my brain in a really nice way. And now that I'm at this point at the end of week 4, I still have some stuff in my hallway that I'm going through the process of getting rid of and selling. I still have things online for sale and things that are slowly moving their way out of my house. And it's going to be that way for the next few days. And I'm okay with that, because it's in a holding pattern that isn't stagnant. It is moving, it's just a little bit slower. And I'm happy that I took the time to do this as sustainably as possible to reduce the amount of trash that I'm actually creating. This has changed how I consume. I already was pretty ethical in my consumption, but this has changed it even more, to a different degree, to a different level that I didn't know it would. But now I'm trying to go a step further to participate in the boycotts and make sure that when I do consume, I'm getting as much for free as possible, which is what I've learned through this process. Online free cycle pages, online share and swap pages, they are saving graces when it comes to so many different problems that we have. I can get so much for free just by posting on one of these sites. Does anyone have X, Y, and Z that they are getting rid of? Thank you. That's it. You really don't need to buy. And doing the same of like, if someone's like, hey, do you have a thing you want to get rid of? I'm like, oh yeah, actually I do. I have this thing that I can just let go of. You can have it. You know that you're getting something of value and that you are also giving something to someone that they're really going to use. I had people message me when I'm getting rid of things going, oh, I'm using this for my wedding, or I'm giving this to my daughter, or I just really needed another one of these things. So you're doing a lot of good that way. Also ensuring that I'm not mass consuming by getting rid of things like email newsletters. Just gone. Like, I don't need them. I don't need to be consuming like that. I don't need the email newsletters. Making sure that I'm not spending money on anything that I really don't need, don't want, and doesn't reflect who I am. It's so easy to get that like immediate contact high. But combining it with a low buy has really helped. But I'm doing the low buy also as part of the boycott so that I can make more ethical decisions. So I'm going to make a video about that next. If you do have anything that you would like to know, please put it in the comments below this video. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's different to my other content, but it was something that I just wanted to make because I thought it would be fun. Please let me know if you try the minimalism game. Please let me know your thoughts below. And if you've done it before, how did you find it? I will be back next week with another video. I'm actually getting back on video making. We're here again. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, whatever time that you are watching this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.
Thank God I found you there in the snow.
I think my microphone kind of looks like a nipple, so I'm gonna have to move that. Okay, I should have written a script. I didn't. Because I'm a pro. It's fine. We're just gonna go for it. So. Please put insights here. Ba-da-na-na-na. I think this is the thumbnail for the video. I need to take a picture. On a side note, this video is going to be such a huge edit. Like, I'm looking at the footage as I'm organising it ready to start the editing process. And I think this is going to be a good, like, 20-hour edit. And I am going to attempt to do it all this week. So, wish me luck. We're going to do voiceovers.